Okay, guys, so we're gonna do our recap video of today's trades. Today we traded a total of two stocks. We traded RETO and WAFU. So today we are up 130 bucks, $130 trading two stocks. Let's see. So first we'll jump into the first stock that we traded. We took a few trades pre-market, which is not something that I really like doing, but this stock offered plenty of opportunity, so I went ahead and took a stab at it. Of course, I didn't capitalize as much as I would have wanted to. So here we can see that it moved from a low of $1 up to 225, and then you know it pulled back right before the market opened. But here you had opportunities to jump in here for a move up to 180, pulled back for a 1 minute pullback, type of VWAP for make a over 160 up to 225. So the place where I got in was after this huge move on this pullback. So it hit a high of 225. It pulled back pretty hard down to 2, and found support at $2. So I went ahead and jumped in there for at the $2 mark for support. Usually whole dollars is support levels on stocks. So I jumped in at $2 and I sold up here at 205, 206. I got a little impatient with it. I should have held. These kind of moves right here are more of grinder moves. So you buy the low, which is support, and just kind of hold it and let it work. So this one, it came back up to 220. Could have been a nice 20-cent profit, but I sold a little bit too soon, which is okay. I was afraid that if it came back down to 2, it was going to fail and potentially come down to 170, 175. But I should have known better. This is pretty good, strong support. The VWAP was at 195, $2. But uh, I'm pretty satisfied the way I traded it. I like to keep my losses pretty small, and the way that I'm able to do that is by immediately getting out. If the stock isn't working right away, I get out immediately, and that's been helping me keeping my losses small. So that's my goal is to keep losses small and far apart. I would rather have a lot of little small winners and more consistent. So that was that trade on RETO. The next stock that we traded was WAFU. On WAFU, well, look at the 5 minute chart. This was it started moving pre-market. It moved pretty nicely. So pre-market, it was trading around, let's see, around $6. Out of nowhere, it just spiked up the last 10 minutes pre-market. It spiked up from $6 all the way up to a high of 852, and then so it offered opportunities here, and I took a few trades pre-market. We'll jump into the 1 minute chart so we can see what we traded. So here we can see that it made a move higher. It hit a high of 852. The place where I jumped in is right here, where you can see that it went from 650 all the way up to, what is this, 830, and pulled back. So on this drop, on this pullback, is where I jumped in on this $8 support. As I was mentioning earlier, the whole dollars is usually a good support spot, so I jumped in there. Pretty impressive entry down at $8 at the low of that candle. I jumped in there and I sold. Let's see, I got in at 8 and I sold up around 825, and the rest of the position around 810. So that was a pretty good trade. Uh, it did what I wanted it to do. I jumped in on support and sold up at resistance up here at this high. So that was that. Here you can see that it just consolidated. It hit a high of 852, pulled back down to VWAP, came back up to 852. Again, you could have done the support buy down here. You buy down at the support level, which is VWAP, for a move higher. So here from 775 up to 850, that would have been a nice little 75-cent winner there if you would have bought here at the support and then sold at the resistance. As you can see here, your volume profile actually looked pretty good too. Here you could see a little pullback with lower red volume bars on the pullback, and then on the move back up, you've got green volume bar, strong green volume bar. So that's a good indication of strength. On this one, on this pullback, you do have a bigger range on this red candle, and it comes down to the VWAP. So here it kind of just, there was a chance, there was an opportunity to get in for a gap and go setup here, or a bull flag over 775. So what I ended up doing here, I was wanting to get in for a break of 775, potentially a move back up to 850, but we did not get that. I jumped in here around 770, 770, and so right out of the gates, it flushed. No, this one, okay, this one right out of the gates, it opened here at this level at 760, and I jumped in here at 760 for a move up to this high, which is 795. I believe I sold for at around 780. So from 760 up to 780, I saw that there was resistance up there, so I decided to take my profit and I got out. Stock did come back down to 723. Of course, it kind of just consolidated here. On this one, 759 would have been the high, is the high on this candle. So for a red to green slash VWAP break, could have been an entry here at 759 for a move higher. Broke VWAP, hit a high of $8, and then continued higher. It halted at 840, and it continued high, resumed higher. Well, actually resumed at the same level where it halted, and then it just continued to go higher up to 924. So this stock was strong. The reason I don't trade as much is because I don't have that much buying power. Once I get above the level, the PDT level of $25,000, I'll be able to day trade more actively, where I can buy a trade or buy a stock and sell it, and then I have that money right away ready to trade again. Right now, I buy the stock, I have to wait 2 days before that I can trade again. So if with this money that I traded today, I won't be able to trade on Monday, but I will on Tuesday. So so I'm kind of limited to how many times I can trade and to what stocks I can trade and how much share size. So right now I'm just trading around 300 share blocks, 325 share blocks. It just depends on the stock, but on average that is what I trade, 325 share blocks. If I find a stock that looks good and is priced right, I will usually buy more than one block per uh, per stock that I buy. Okay, so here we can see that it moved back up 925. It pulled back a little false 1 minute breakout here from 896 up to 910. The false break came down. A lot of doji candles there, shows weakness, shows indecision. So here you could have seen the 885 for a candle to make a new high up to $9. So nice 15 cents of profit there. But by the looks of this, it looks like it would have been hard to get filled anything up here. So that probably would have been a losing trade. And of course, an indicator is that you have all of these red volume bars here. Declining pressure, declining volume, and pretty big red volume bars. That right there shows selling pressure. It shows weakness. To me, it does. That's what it tells me. This tells me a story, and this is what this is telling me. It's telling me that right now it's weak. There's a lot of selling pressure, and as you can see, it broke this support level of 850. Here's clear support 850. Also psychological support 850 is a half dollar. It's a support level, so it broke it, came down to 813. There's some more support here. It broke the support of VWAP. It came all the way down to 771. So up from $9, or actually the high of 925 down to 775. That's pretty weak. So on this strong drop, strong flush, I jumped in. I saw an opportunity. It broke $8, the whole dollar support, as I was mentioning it. I jumped in there for a move back up 8, and I sold around 810. It was very small profit. It was not holding up, so I got out quickly, and that was a good thing because came down and it halted going down 771, and then it resumed and went, and it just continued to go lower. So as I was mentioning earlier, bail out or breakout. I buy stock, I expect it to move quickly. If not, I get out. So that I was able to capture small profit there. Compared to holding it, I would have lost big on this drop. So I like my strategy. And so here out of this halt, the halt is at 771 going down. Here you can see that it resumed at 770, pretty much flat. I jumped in. I saw a lot of buying power. I mean, a lot of buying volume on the time and sales. I jumped in there at 770, sold up here at 785. So nice 15 cents of profit. I got out quickly, almost immediately after I jumped in. And then after I sold, a little bit later, it just dropped, came all the way down to 742, and it just continued to go lower. So that was it. That was my last trade. Of course, this was already below the VWAP level, so it's already showing weakness. That is a weakness indicator there. If it gets below this VWAP, this orange dotted line, it shows that the stock is weak. And any trades that you take down here are definitely risky. All right, guys. So those few trades with smaller share size added up to 130 bucks of profit. It's not bad. I'm pretty satisfied with it. I really didn't think I had made that much. I was just thinking I was taking small base hits and it just added up. All right, guys, any questions? Just let me know. Thank you.